Hey, it's Lemonade,
And hot chocolate.
and we're here today to tell you about our resupply strategy and what's in the box. So our resupply strategy is a 24 box drop. So we'll be mailing our stuff to 24 post offices along the CDT. We're basically trying to stay as close to the red line as possible. Each of the towns will either get 2 boxes, because most day carries are 5-day carries, or there's a few 3-box carries. We have a wonderful trail logistics officer, our mother-in-law, Jean, who's the person who's going to be sending these boxes about 2 weeks prior to us arriving there, general delivery. Now Renee is going to tell you about what's actually in the boxes.
Hot chocolate here. As promised, I'm going to share what we pack in a typical box. So this is kind of a smattering of the different dinners, lunches, and snacks that we rotate through on a regular basis. And as we said in our gear video, I have some food restrictions. And we're older hikers, so we definitely need to treat our bodies with respect and nourish our bodies in a way that allows us to be able to go the whole distance. So this is similar to what we did on the PCT, but I'll kind of go through it, starting with breakfast. We generally rotate through a couple of different things. My husband, just Lemonade, does some hot oatmeal packets. I usually do what I like to call a protein slurry. So it's got protein powder, chia and flax seeds, some fiber, and I mix into this some freeze-dried blueberries and apples, and then I also sprinkle in some granola, gluten-free granola, so that's all gluten-free. Pierre will typically, aside from the oatmeal, have some granola, and in the granola I mix just a regular whole milk powder. And of course we have our coffee in the morning, various different types of regular coffee, and then I have Lemonade likes his black, I like creamer, so this is creamer that I use both in my coffee, and then occasionally I'll have hot chocolate at night or tea at night. We always have tea or hot chocolate at night, hence the name hot chocolate. We have typically breakfast, and then a couple hours into our hike we do a snack, and for snacks we have various different protein bars and then nut mixes. So I will have the gluten-free bars, we've got Pro Meal bars, we've got Aloha bars, Go Macros, we've got Bobo bars, so we'll rotate through any number of those. And then in the morning also, at some point, snack or breakfast, we have these little Pure Pack Energize Plus vitamin packs, and that has like a omega-3 fish oil in it, and the nutrients that we need. And then I will take this is a creatine and electrolyte mix that I put in some water in the morning. We also have a greens drink that will have one of those each day. We carry electrolytes. We have 1 or 2 each day of those, depending on the heat situation and how much we're sweating. I have random little things like this. These are chocolate immune chews, so they're made with Tartary buckwheat, and they're supposed to be good for immune system, and they taste good too and have some sugar in them for energy. So to lunchtime, again, we rotate through about 3 different things. For Lemonade, we have this, he likes crackers, and we have a meat. These are summer sausage that are already sliced up, and I put an extra baggie in there for when we open it up to use the next day, because typically he'll want to use those up within 2 days. And then I've got various crackers in there. I try to choose ones that don't break apart easily. So Mary's crackers and the Triscuit crackers are really good for that. We both will have some form of vehicle for peanut butter or almond butter. So this time we're carrying a whole thing of almond butter because we're doing a lot of our lunches will need that. So he uses tortillas We add some honey sticks with that, and then we also have some of these, they're chia smash foods. So they have chia seeds in them, and they're whole fruit little jelly packets, jam packets. And then for my vehicle for the almond butter, I use these buckwheat cakes. So super light, a little bit bulky, but very, very light. And again, this is just a vehicle for the almond butter. I like to slather a lot of almond butter, which gives us a little bit of protein. And then one time per box, 1 or 2 times per box, I should say, depending on how many days, we do the Green Belly meal to go bars. We absolutely love these. This is a huge treat, so something to look forward to. 660 calories, and there's, I think, a couple bars, but this will be a lunch for us. I often do pink salmon in, we have some mayonnaise that I've put into separate little bottles. And so salmon with mayonnaise, and then nori. I like to roll my tuna in nori, and it's also extremely light. Get a little bit of greenery in there. And then I'll also mix them with these are called flackers, or some other type of gluten-free cracker with the salmon, and mix the crackers and the salmon. Pierre or Lemonade does that as well. He has the pink salmon with EBOO and some crackers to smash in the salmon. Of course, we use mayonnaise for that as well. So that's really our lunch. After lunch, we always have a little treat, a little dessert for after lunch, and these are kind of the options that we have for that. Chocolate chip cookie, just a light snack after lunch that gives us a little extra carbohydrates. For dinner, or then I should say, we again have a snack a couple hours after lunch, and again we go to bars for that, or nut mixes. And then for dinner, we rotate through about 5 different dinners. One of them is mashed potatoes. So this is your typical, we get organic mashed potatoes, and then we mix them with a vegetable. Sometimes it's a mixed vegetable, sometimes it's broccoli. I also have some kale here that I use. And then we also mix them with some sort of meat. We really like these epic bison and uncured bacon bites. So we do 1 packet each of those. So that's our meat and potatoes meal. We have a sweet potato and lentil mix. Actually, I think this is just lentils. This is the lentiful. They're little boxes or little bowls that you can get. We just emptied like 6 of those bowls into here, and then you just pour water and let it set. And so that's a fantastic meal. Sometimes we have freeze-dried lentils along with sweet potatoes that we soak during the day. And I'll usually add some sort of spice to that with the sweet potatoes. I usually add a curry spice with that. I always have a little baggie of extra spice if we need that to put in anything. We also have some extra chicken. This will go in one of the meals. A lot of times I'll add chicken to my backpacker meal, which usually every week we have at least one backpacker meal. We also have our taco night, and these are dehydrated refried beans. We mix into that, you let them soak in water almost to like a soup consistency, and then we add some corn chips and moon cheese, and then some taco seasoning mix. I like to add to mine, I can't do dairy, so I add corn, and these are just beet chips, so I'll add the beet chips to that. I always add, almost to all my meals, some nutritional yeast, because that adds some B vitamins and some protein. And then here's your macaroni and cheese. These are the Banza brand that are made from chickpea noodles, and then it's a vegan cheese packet flavoring that goes inside. So we'll add chicken, or we'll add that to various things just to up the protein content. Those are pretty much all of the dinner meals, and then we always have dessert after dinner. So, you know, whether it's these little oatmeal sweet treats, some cereals, and yeah, that's about it. Some cookies. We'll vary the little desserts, and then after dessert we always have some tea, and I typically will go with hot chocolate, so I'm doing a little of both this time. So here's my hot chocolate, and then Pierre does peppermint tea, and I'll do some sort of sleepy time tea or something like that. And that's our nighttime little treat before we go to bed. And I think that's all.